Come in, please. I feel fully recovered, and I have many questions to ask.
As do I.
Where are we?
You are in the Spill Mountains, guests of the Spill Mountain folk. You were barely alive when we found you outside the Black Gate.
What happened to us?
We live far above the heavy air. Beings such as yourselves cannot find room enough in their lungs for our air. I administered a specially concocted brew called Easy Breathe Tea, thus increasing your body's oxygen absorption levels.
Your hospitality is greatly appreciated. Do you know who we are?
I know only that you are travelers who needed my aid to survive. That's all a caretaker needs to know. However, our leader, Astur Farisha, has been informed of your presence. She will want to meet with you in her chambers.
Greetings and salutations. I am Astafarisha, reciter of the Spill Mountain folk. I would talk with you.
What are the Spill Mountains?
Many thousands of mountains, many miles high. Huddled against the great wall like children at their mother's knee. For countless generations, the folk have carved their lives into the ice flows of the lower Spill Mountains. We chisel the ice, revealing lines of beauty and strength. So do we sculpt the minds of our children with the history of their ancestors. In this way, the telling travels through time, teaching us who we are and foreseeing what we will become.
Can you help us reach the surface? The land beneath the heavy air?
I know full well that you are more than just the travelers you claim to be. Time, or your enemy, will eventually be your judge. I have but one concern, and that is the welfare of my people. I would share my worries, knowing you are from the heavy air and may have insight that I lack.
We owe you our lives. Anything you ask in return will be slight payment indeed.
Let me tell you first of the night people, or ghouls. They are the scavengers of the heavy air, collecting the bodies of creatures that have died. Ghouls also deal in trade. The Spill Mountain folk have long relied upon them for goods and information. Traveling in gas balloons of our manufacture, the ghouls supply us with raw materials, wood and seed grain, as well as the plant from which we distill Easy Breathe tea. In exchange, we give them the tan skins of the Sherber goat and the ice bear, and the products of our artisans and crafters. 52 days ago, the folk saw a balloon crash into the mountainside. When I reached the wreckage, I found my ghoul friend, Urgenta, grievously wounded of body and terrified in spirit. Gasping with pain, she told the horrific tale of her tribe's destruction. Faceless silver men spitting fire. Women and children slaughtered without mercy. Male ghouls captured and taken away into the sky. I knew not what truth she spoke, nor what she imagined in her agony and confusion. Her courage sustained her just long enough to bring us warning. She died amid the splinters and rags of the wrecked balloon.
We know of these silver men. They are our enemies too.
Perhaps the Arch of Time has destined the crossing of our paths. My people cannot survive in the heavy air. And yet, I must find out if the Silvermen threaten the Spill Mountain folk. Quinn, take a balloon pack and descend to the heavy air. Return or send a message so I can decide the way of my people. For this deed, you will earn a place in the telling.
You make it sound like Quinn will be going alone.
I am sorry, but the balloon packs were not designed for a creature the size and weight of an ice bear. You are welcome to remain with us.
I will find my own way down.
Although I do not doubt your strength and courage, that is inadvisable. There is no trail. In many places the ice gives way to bare skrith. Even your great claws would find no purchase on skrith.
I accept your commission. Where do I get a balloon pack?
I will give you one of our finest. But first, you must retrieve your tank from the tanning and storage cave. Fill them with helium. Then come to the balloon launch. I will await you there.
Don't worry, Seeker. We'll find some way to get you out of here.
I hope so too. Quinn, good hunting to you.
I would speak with you, Seeker of Vengeance.
My time is yours, Reciter.
The telling contains many fables and legends. I wish to tell you one of these stories. Judge it as you will. Long ago, when the world worked, rivers of Flup flowed from the highest Spill Mountain peaks. Flup's fertile gray muds and silts enriched our fields as gravity slowly pulled the flow down toward the heavy air land.
It sounds like some kind of circulation system. Are the Spill Mountains hollow?
I am coming to that. Please do not interrupt the telling.
I apologize.
Many centuries ago, the Flup ceased flowing. It is told that once 3 brave heroes conquered the perils of the highest peaks to learn the Flup's source. They found an endless tunnel winding deep into the heart of the Spill Mountain. Following the steep descent until their strength was exhausted, they discovered the machines of giants, frozen and useless. Try as they might, the heroes could do nothing to restart the flow of Flup. They returned home to a hero's welcome, yet they knew they had failed.
Sounds like a system for reclaiming eroded rock and topsoil. If dredges were placed in the ocean bottoms and... No, it's unbelievable. And yet...
There is another legend. I hesitate in the telling, lest you think I jest.
I will listen with my mind and heart, Reciter.
Good. This is a tale not of what was, but of what will be. It is told there will come a hero, a traveler from distant lands, as fierce as he is noble, as cruel as he is wise. Descending from the heights, he plunges to the depths, thus saving the folk from a terrible danger. Heinous trials and tribulations befall him. Preyed upon by a malevolence that attacks his mind, heart, and loins, he triumphs by virtue of his purity, courage, and intelligence. For his reward, the hero receives a gem with the power of worlds. I believe you are the one whose coming was foreseen.
Your people are not threatened by a terrible danger.
But we are, by a threat many times more imminent than the heavy air's men of silver. The folk have become the victims of vampires living within the Spill Mountain.
Vampires? This variety must have adapted to the thin air.
Then you know of the vampires and their ways. They steal out at night and prey upon our flocks. Recently they have grown so bold as to attack the young and feeble among us. Already we have suffered the tragic loss of several children and an old man. My people, we have tried to track and destroy the vampires, but when we get close, an appalling lust comes upon us. Anyone affected by this incapacitating desire is doomed to a certain death.
I know of the lust you describe. The vampires use it to lure their intended prey. Aster Pharisha, I do not claim to be the hero of your legend, but if you will permit me, I'll see what I can do about your vampire problem.
The lives of our children, nay, perhaps of us all, rest in your hands. With you go the hopes of all the Spill Mountain folk.
One-sided conversations are difficult, even in the 29th century. Your remark go... Spill Mountain gunpowder. Oil lamps. Judging from the smell, Sherba goat oil lamps. This interesting machine generates helium gas. A glass dome with a handle on top. Ancient pictographs add ambiance. A shallow pool of corrosive fluid puddles at the bottom of this crevice. The key, composed of scrith, rests in the puddle of corrosive fluid. A good concept. A good concept. That. You have. A tanner's face mask, protection from fumes and particles. This depression contains the caustic liquid used to soften the skins. Quinn's rebreather tank. You don't need that. The crank is strong enough to raise and lower the rock. The flask contains a fluid that smells strongly like alcohol. Vampire pheromones inundate your senses, sending you reeling with overwhelming lust. The Tanner's Mask. The Tanner's Mask. Better not go in. Your head is already swimming. You will need something. Good thing you made that mask to block the vampire pheromones.